Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This is Mr. R, and today we are back in Minecraft. So after last week's video, we didn't do a whole ton, okay? We just built this little hut here and, did a little bit of resource gathering and whatnot. But after last week's video, a lot of you left a comment saying you'd like to see an above ground base more than an underground one, which is totally fine. I'm more actually used to just building like almost completely underground bases, but totally willing to go ahead and kind of change up my own vibe a little bit. So today we're going to work on getting the base set up a little bit. So I'm actually going to jump into a creative world to kind of sort of figure out exactly kind of what I want to make the layout here. As you can see here, I've created essentially a copy of the world that we were just in. This is our Let's Play world, and we have the Let's Play creative save here. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and created a copy of that world and gone Let's Play creative and then today's date, just so that I don't get confused about what it is, because I've just duplicated this world exactly. So we're going to jump in here and see if we can't sort of figure out a plan for this area here. So as you can see, we've got our house down here right now, and I say house very lightly. This isn't much of a house, it's just a little hut. But we are going to essentially make this world kind of like a village, I guess. Like, I want to have like a nice area for storage and a nice area for where we actually live, and I think I want to do like almost like separate buildings for everything. So like a little blacksmith house for smelting and all that stuff. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna migrate a little bit from here up to here on top of this hill here, and I think we're gonna maybe place our house somewhere up here on top of this hill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into our world, like our regular world, and I'm going to chop down the trees on top of this little hill here and start kind of flattening out, leveling out this area so that we can see if we can start laying down the foundations for somewhat of a home. And honestly, considering that it's nighttime, we're doing pretty well up here, not getting attacked by anything. We did have a little run-in with a creeper a couple of minutes ago, but it didn't do too much damage. Just a little bit of an explosion over here, but we're alive and we're still chopping trees. So we're gonna chop down these trees, hopefully daylight sooner rather than later, and we'll see if we can't get something laid down over here. So the monsters did end up showing up eventually, but we chopped down a decent amount of the trees up there, and I just came down to grab some pickaxes and some shovels. So we're going to head up here now and start kind of clearing out some of the land. I think I want to make a nice flat spot up on the top here, and then we'll kind of start messing around with some house designs, but I want to get this like leveled out and a little bit more comfortable first. And then we'll start messing with some designs. So I started right here just to kind of get the level I wanted. I think we're going to level out like this whole little mountaintop area to this height, and then we'll mess around and see what we can come up with. And honestly, making pretty decent progress up here just with stone tools. So we're going to obviously keep on doing what we're doing here, but we've got probably, I'd say maybe 50% of the work done. And we're probably going to have to go make a couple more stone shovels to get through it, but we're cooking right along. Okay, so doing well over here. We've taken down this whole portion of mountain, and then just here, I think all we have left to do is this little section of dirt, and probably a couple pieces of cobblestone in there. And then once we're done with that, we'll take out maybe a couple more trees and jump back into a creative world and see if we can figure out a design that we want to go with for this. Alrighty, and we've gotten the whole thing flattened out here, so we're going to go ahead and duplicate this and go into a creative world and see if we can make something cool. So we're in our creative world, and I think what I want to do is I want to go with sort of like a log cabin kind of design. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting a design together, and then I'll show you guys what we come up with. You can let us know if you like it, and also let us know if you like the format or if you want to see me actually build this. But I'm going to build this off camera, and then I'll come back and kind of show you what I come up with. Okay, so this is kind of like the base design that I'm coming up with here, but I'm not a huge fan of this exactly. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go back into the real world, and I'm going to start putting this together, but I'm going to do it a lot smaller than this, okay? So it's not going to be quite so wide. It's going to be just a little smaller, okay? And it's going to be set back closer to this back here. And this, like, foundation thing, I'm only going to make 1 block tall. But otherwise, I think I think I have a good idea of kind of where I want to take it. And I do maybe want to go find some different wood to use like as this roof or something, just so I can have a little bit more color variation. But we're going to go ahead and just jump back into the regular world and get started. So here we go. Well, folks, we are making pretty good progress up there, but we did decide to go on a little bit of a mining break so we could try to get some better tools and things, okay? So I started a new strip mine. I know in the last episode I had already started like digging down for a quote-unquote strip mine, but this one that we're making now is going to be inside of our house that we're building, and I will show you guys what exactly I mean by that. Ooh, look, some iron. I'll show you exactly what I mean by that momentarily when we go back up there, but for now, I'm going on a little mining break. I'll update you if I find anything good. Check it out, folks. Here's our first diamond. Ooh, and we got a couple. Ooh, baby, we're hitting the jackpot right now. We got a bunch of diamonds right here. Nice. Let's see, what was that? I wasn't counting. 6 diamonds. Nice. And pretty decent mining trip, y'all. We're gonna actually head back up now so we can get back to work on doing some building and whatnot, but here's the haul. Okay, we got 7 diamonds, only a little bit of iron, lots of redstone, lots of lapis, lots of gold. So decent haul from the first real mining trip of the series, I guess. Now we're going to take a break from mining or even working on the house here for a little bit. I'm going to head down to this area, and we're going to work on a little bit of infrastructure kind of stuff. So first things first, I'm going to clear out a ton of these trees with our trusty new diamond axe here. And I'm going to start making a little wheat farm. I always have a wheat farm like really early on in the game because I think wheat is one of the easier things to get for food. And then you can use that to make bread and have a pretty easy, sustainable, fast food source for the early game. So we're going to make a nice little wheat farm down here somewhere and go ahead and get started with that. Maybe we'll pen up some of these cows too and start making a cow farm so we can have some meat as well. So we've taken out quite a bit of trees here in this general area. Maybe somewhere right in the middle here is where we'll go ahead and create our wheat farm. So I'm going to go ahead and craft up a bucket and we'll go ahead and build that farm. Should take us about a couple of minutes. Okay, so we've got our little farm area set up here. Now, I will say the one thing that I always change when I play Minecraft, because I'm really, really impatient, is the tick speed. So if you don't know, like, the random tick speed is basically what makes things grow. So that is like maybe a little bit cheaty, but just so you know, the random tick speed, I have turned it up. It's actually a little high right now. I think it's on like 30. I'll probably turn it down a little bit, but that makes things grow really fast. So within a couple of minutes, all of these will grow into full pieces of wheat, and then we can harvest this and just continue expanding this farm here, which will lead to us having a lot of food so that we don't go hungry ever again. Yeah, we got a nice little wheat farm going on, which means we basically have unlimited food forever. There are, of course, better food sources, but this is going to provide us with lots of food for the time being, so that is definitely a good step in the right direction. I'm going to come over this other direction, sort of past the house in the other direction, and do a little bit more chopping over here, because We did just gather a lot of oak wood, but now I need to get me some birch. So we're going to go ahead and take down some birch trees over here, and also I'm going to take down a lot of these oak trees too, just to kind of thin out this area a bit as well. And I thought, you know, since we're going to end up needing kind of a lot of them anyway, we might as well come down here and plant some saplings so that we can just have like unlimited trees for a while. We need some birch because we're gonna do kind of all of the accent work on the house out of birch, I think. So birch saplings are gonna be an absolute must, and we'll just throw up a couple of these regular saplings anyway, just so we can have extra wood on hand for other stuff. Never a bad idea. Okay, so we've gathered up some resources here. I've got lots of birch, and what we're going to do is we're going to make this roof out of birch at some point here in the very near future. So stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and do that. While we're standing here, just in case you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you like the format of videos that we're doing, and stay tuned because we're going to be doing a lot more of these. Let's take just a brief pause here. I'm in a creative world. In my head, I thought that this looked a lot better than it actually does. And I do not love, or to be honest, even like this design at all. I don't know, in my head I thought that it looked way better than it does, but I am not a fan. So I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. I'm not gonna let us have a house that looks like this in Minecraft. This is not gonna happen. So we're going to go back to the drawing board, and we're going to spend a little bit of time designing, and I've done a little bit of research and found some ideas online that I really like. So I'm going to go ahead and put something together that we really like, and then we'll go and sort of gather resources and put it together in our actual world. Okay, folks, so if you look here, we have kind of a redesign here. So it's a lot larger, and it's much different, but this is going to be kind of the vibe that we're going for. So it's got like a little A-frame roof here, another little one here, and then a big roof, you know, one of these guys. Whoop whoop. A nice little porch in the front, and it's got 2 levels. So like, you know, you'd come in through this door here. We've got a wandering trader in here. Come in through this door. You've got this sort of like downstairs area. And then you've got the upstairs area, and then this like little deck will have a staircase that comes down like right here. So I've gone ahead and redesigned this a bit right here, but we're going to have to still go in and build it in the survival version of the world. So we're going to need to go do a lot of resource gathering. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to go get a ton of cobblestone, because we're going to need to make a bunch of stone bricks here. So I'm going to go work on that. Honestly, I guess one of the real first things that we need to do is just kind of disassemble the house that we already built, which kind of sucks. We spent some time on it, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and basically take this thing apart, and then we're going to go ahead and start getting lots and lots of stone and getting ready to build this place. Well, it hurts me a little bit because we did spend some significant time on it, but we have destroyed the house that was here before, and I think, again, to be honest, kind of for the better, because it ended up being much less attractive than we wanted it to be. So now we need to go ahead and start gathering some stone. And I think I'm actually going to start by just gathering up all of this stone right here and replacing it with dirt. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so we've gone through and gotten rid of all the stone that was on top of this area here and filled it all in with dirt / grass. Now I'm going to go ahead and just like use some cobblestone to kind of draw out the area of this place. And then we're going to head down into the mines here, and we're actually going to do some just straight up cobblestone mining is what we're going to be looking for, because we need to have some cobblestone in order to turn into regular stone bricks so that we can build the like foundation of this place. So that's the sort of next phase of the problem here. Okay, y'all, big mining trip that we just did. We spent some time up in around y equals 16 doing some mining up there. We just spent a lot of time down low, and somehow it's Diamond City down there, so we got a ton of diamonds down at y equals negative 54. A couple pieces of iron, lots of redstone, and we have a ton of cobblestone cooking upstairs so that we can have some regular stone to go ahead and start working on the foundation. Okay, so back up top here, we now have lots and lots of stone bricks, so we're going to start laying down this foundation. And just for reference, so that everybody knows, I do not have a bed, so those like scary, I don't even know what they're called, scary things spawn in at night, every night. So basically, why I've been doing so much mining is because what I do is as soon as nighttime comes, I just go down below and mine so that I don't have to worry about being attacked by those scary whatever they're called. So that's kind of how I've been avoiding that mess in the past several days of in-game time, because I'm just like not about to deal with those, and I still haven't gone and found any sheep to go ahead and make a bed. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so we've got our foundation sorted out here, and I can, as you can see, I've gotten rid of all of the chests and the furnaces and stuff that were over here. What I've gone ahead and done is just made very unorganized in here. A bunch of barrels. I haven't put down the furnaces yet, but these are super unorganized, and there's like the first 7 or so are like pretty much full. So we're going to have to organize those out, but that is a project for a later day. Right now I want to focus on getting the floor and the roof in here so that we can start working on the next floor up of this sort of project, and that may be where we end for the day. So I've decided that what I'm going to do for the floor in here is I'm going to actually do slabs, but I'm going to do like a checkerboard pattern with oak and birch, just to kind of add a little bit of variation throughout here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out this checkerboard pattern and put in whatever I have in my inventory right now. I think I have birch slabs in my inventory, and then next we'll do the oak, and then we'll do the second floor pretty much the same way. Okay, some minor adjustments in here. I have adjusted the amount of barrels just to make the floor and ceiling fit correctly, gone through and made the bricks look nice, and we've got the checkerboard floor and the checkerboard ceiling, which will be the floor for the next the upstairs area of the house as well. So this is kind of where we're at so far. Looks pretty good. I think even this, well, it's pretty basic and we haven't really done anything yet, I feel like even this looks better than what we had before. So I think we're off to a good start here. Now, that is going to be it for today's episode. Okay, so we are going to, on the next episode, continue working on building the upper portion of this, of course. But for now, this is what we kind of have, and I'm pretty happy with this so far. So thank you guys for watching. This has been Mr. R. Make sure you stay tuned, because obviously we're going to keep going in the next episode, and I will see you guys very soon. Thank you.